Welcome to Cake on Tuesday, where we spotlight the rule breakers, the underdogs who refuse to listen when everyone said it won't work. I'm Elizabeth Bieniek, and for the next 20 minutes, we're diving into another disruptive innovation story that proves sometimes the craziest ideas change everything. Today's guest is Lamia Tabina, founder and CEO of Logo & Co. 10 years ago, she was newly married, pregnant, and continuously getting lowballed on job offers. So she stopped asking for a seat at the table and built her own. She learned Canva and started designing logos for $30 in WhatsApp groups. One project turned into 2, turned into 10, turned into hundreds. This led her to want to help other women turn their ideas and side hustles into sustainable businesses. Today, she's the founder and CEO of Logo & Co., a 7-figure brand and marketing agency that has helped over 5,000 entrepreneurs scale their brands with confidence. Lamia, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I'm really excited to dig into this. I love when the path is kind of out of necessity and that breeds invention. So I want to hear a little bit about your origin story, but first, can you tell us a little bit about what sets your soul on fire about what you do right now?
So I'm currently operating an agency, and I've been doing it for the past 9 years. And then I found that, okay, a lot of female entrepreneurs are starting to come up and start their own businesses and come out of the 9 to 5. So I've been helping them with the name strategy, the branding, photography, and setting up the full business. Then I thought, okay, what can I do here that will make women more comfortable to come and work with me and encourage them to want to start their businesses and to want to leave their 9 to 5 businesses? So that's how I started Chic CEO. Chic CEO, it's like a consulting for females, especially within the GCC area, where they feel comfortable to come. They see my experience, my case studies, and I could help them start their businesses. They could talk about their businesses ideas with me, and I could tell them if it's a good idea or not. And then I help them with branding, photography, marketing, digital marketing, and website design. So I have my agency, and then I have Chic CEO, which focuses on helping aspiring female entrepreneurs.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about how this started. You didn't set out to set this up. This was more of I was trying to do this other path and that door got shut. So I took the path I could take. Can you tell us a little bit about what that journey was like? Was there a light bulb click of this is the path I have to go? Or was it a step-by-step thing you figured out along the way?
So I started Logo & Co. Actually, it was all of a sudden, it was not planned. I first started a clothing company. I was selling like fashion online. While I was doing that, I was using Canva for my marketing and for my branding and learning about Canva. And then I joined WhatsApp groups that have female entrepreneurs who start businesses from home. And I was offering them logos for like dirt cheap. And I had no idea what I was doing. I was just like, I need to make some extra money. It became more popular, more popular. They started telling their friends about what I'm doing. And then a couple of them were like, oh, can you manage my social media as well? I had no idea how to do marketing or social media, but I went and I did research. I'm like, yeah, I could do it. And that's how it grew. Once it started getting more popular, I started hiring freelancers to work with me on a freelance basis. And as I got more clients, I started building a team. So right now I have a team of over 25 employees across the world that work with me on multiple accounts. And we're working with some of the biggest brands right now in the GCC area and around the world.
Did you ever have a moment during that whole early build phase where you just stopped and thought, well, what is going on here? This is not what I set out to do. Oh my goodness, I guess this is my new career. Did you have a moment like that?
Yeah, I started developing a passion for it. I started learning more and more. I started taking courses just to learn more and do better for my clients. And every time I learned, I didn't know that I had these capabilities. So I studied communication marketing in university, but I had no idea what I wanted to do as a career after that. So it just so happens it does relate to it. And I was like, it's like I manifested it all.
That's awesome. All right, I want to talk about a different angle for a minute. You mentioned this journey started when you were pregnant, you were an early mother. I have some familiarity with this. I launched my biggest venture when I was 8 months pregnant, and I know this it's challenging to do all the things, to balance all the things. What has that journey taught you? How have you balanced it? And are there things you carry from motherhood that like, hey, this is gonna make me better at work, or things from work like, hey, this is gonna make me a better mom?
I'm so glad I did start what I did because now I have four kids at home and I'm able to work from my home office and manage my team. I'm so glad that I'm here to support them, to be able to travel with them when they and not ask for permission. So, I still try to keep a balance all the time. So, what I try to work in the morning, and once it hits 5 o'clock, I like to give time for my kids just to balance things out.
Right, right. I think that's hugely important. I can definitely relate to that as well. Is there anything that has surprised you recently about the current journey of your company and your business and your brand versus when you first started out?
There's always surprises when you own a business. Some of them are good, but some of them are bad. But every learning point has been through the surprises and through like bad things happening, I would say. So every time something bad happened and I had to learn from that, it's made me stronger and a better business owner overall. So it's like every time I do get those surprises that are like, hey, that wasn't supposed to happen, it does teach me to know how to cope with it and create SOPs and systems for my team so that these surprises don't happen anymore.
Hmm. I know you focus a lot with your clients on helping them turn their skills into a profitable business. What is that learning journey like when you're working with a new client who maybe it's a side hustle for them, or maybe it's something like, oh, yeah, it's something I do here and there, but it's not never going to be a big thing. What is that kind of mental journey as they go from, hey, this could actually be something significant?
It's so nice. I've worked with multiple clients who started off as home businesses. And now, after like 5 years, they've become so big. Especially right now in the Gulf, business is not going so well because of the geopolitical situation.
Mm.
But I had to stop running ads and stop going like doing too much lead generation. But because I've developed those relationships with those clients who've grown and become something big, that's the business I'm getting now. Like they're the ones being loyal to me. I'm like, hey, long time. I need this from you. So I'm so happy I've developed those relationships with those people. And it's so nice to just drive by on streets and see my branding and see my marketing everywhere. That's like a dream come true.
That's awesome. So, how are you defining success these days now that your company is big? You've got a big team now. Well, what do you define success as, and how is that different from when you first started out?
I define success as financial freedom. So I don't have to ask for time off, or I have no one to go and ask, if how to do things. I define success that I could be at home with my children and still make money. So that's what I call, financial freedom for me is I can make money while I'm sleeping. I've also developed some online PDFs that people can download and some courses to help females out. So all of this is the success is the financial freedom.
If somebody is on the fence thinking, I want to become an entrepreneur, I want to start my own business, maybe I know what I'm good at, but I don't know how to turn it into a business. What advice would you give them to get over that first hurdle to get started?
My advice is not to waste too much time doing research. Right now, there's so many mentors and consultants online that could help you with all different ranges. So instead of spending so much time doing the research and then you second guess yourself, is this really like going to be good for me or not? Talk to someone who's already established and who's already where you want to be to mentor you to get there.
Yeah, I think that's such a huge insight. Learning from your own experience is great, but if you can learn from other people's experience, it just
Yeah.
slingshots you into the
I'm
future.
still
So that's amazing.
learning now. I'm still taking courses and working with mentors to expand my learning and knowledge.
I don't know if you find the same, but I find the more I learn, the more I realize I don't know. There's so much more to learn out there.
Yes, there's always something new you can learn.
Oh, 100%. What are you most excited about next with your company, with your business, with your brand?
Well, right now, as I said, because of the geopolitical situation, it hasn't been going so well for all the business owners, especially within my region. But I'm excited for things to get back to normal. The ones who have stayed strong and haven't given up, because a lot of people have left the country, have stopped their businesses, had to let go. A lot of businesses are closing down. So I'm excited that to see what, because I'm still learning in this phase. I've taken the opportunity. Okay, it's calm and quiet. I'm going to keep learning and keep building my systems. So I'm excited after all of this where my agency can be and my consulting.
Hmm. I want to ask a little bit about your core focus. You focus on brand and building a brand and all of the pieces that go into that. I'm sure that was an evolution as you started your company. You said you started with logos and then it's really built beyond that into a whole brand company and marketing company. How important is that to entrepreneurs to understand the concept of personal brand? And do you find that's a challenge for a lot of entrepreneurs thinking like, oh, I don't have to brand myself. That's not, I've got my product is great or my service is great. How is that sort of mental journey, I guess, go as people are trying to realize, oh, I have to build my own personal brand?
It took me a really long time to actually start building my personal brand and putting a face to my company. But once
Mm.
I have it's changed my business drastically. So instead of spending so much money on ads and lead gen, I get people coming to me because they see that I have the knowledge. They see my case studies. They see that I'm an authoritative figure within the industry. So they want to come work with me and pay me the prices that I am offering. So if you don't build your personal brand, people can't build a connection with you. They don't know if you actually know what you're talking about or if you because the market is so competitive right now with all businesses. Like people are starting businesses so much. So the ones who are actually starting their personal brands are the ones that are going to succeed, especially, 2006, 7 and, so on.
Yeah. What was that realization like for you? Was it all of a sudden okay, I need to put a face to this, I need to build a brand, or was it kind of a baby steps along the way until all the pieces fell together?
A lot of people, especially females, are like, oh, I'm not ready to start my personal brand. I have to do this. And they start procrastinating, and which pushes them back way more. So, my advice is just to get a ring light from Amazon and a microphone and just don't wait to be perfect. Just start posting that content. Doesn't have to be perfect. And there's always going to be people that relate to you and like your content. And even if you have 2,000 or less followers, you're still building something for yourself and your empire.
Hmm. Lamia, I think you're hitting on something very, very important there. I think it's so easy to think, I'll wait till I'm ready. Oh, I'll wait till I have the following before I start putting a message out there. But if you don't put a message out there, you're not going to have a following. And finding that desire to flip the switch, if you will, of like, okay, I'm just going to put myself out there if I'm not ready. Do you think anyone ever feels ready? I
No, no
don't.
one feels ready. I still don't feel ready. I'm still questioning myself. Should I do this? Should I spend more? So the thing with me is like even though I have a whole production team with me, I like to do my videos at home with a ring light and not use them to encourage people that they can do it from home by themselves as well. Because it took me so long. I'm like, and then I have to spend so much on a podcast studio or spend so much on lighting or a video. I'm like, they don't wait for all of that. Honestly, just get a ring light and a microphone and start, and you're gonna be surprised about how much people are going to resonate with you.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of founders lately too talking about how important authenticity is. And I think because we have now all the amazing computer software and all the amazing AI productions that people are starting to question, is this even real? So it's almost like the flaws are good now because it's showing you this is a human. She's going through this journey just like me. Do you find that that has changed over the last few years, the power of authenticity?
Yes, definitely with AI. And now more and more people are starting to use AI in their videos, but the AI does not have any sort of like expression. And I'm really analyzing the accounts and seeing, are these AI accounts actually doing well? Because even they're saying marketing teams are going to be replaced by AI, but I don't believe in that because AI produces content that's so vague and there's no authenticity to it. You could tell it's AI.
Yeah, yeah. And you focus a lot on the art of storytelling, which is something I find AI still struggles with because
Yeah.
storytelling, it's a very human thing. And
Yes.
it is almost, it's tugging on the heartstrings and it's putting it all together and focusing on what's important. And it's not always logical, but it is emotional. And you focus on storytelling a lot in your brand building, right? That is one of your core tenets, yes?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Is there a favorite client or story that you could share with us about perhaps seeing it really take off for a client or seeing that mental shift for them? I love a good story. So if you have one to share.
I have multiple stories and success stories with clients, especially over here. A lot of women start businesses from home. And even if it's like a small business, like a cookie business or a cake business, and then they end up opening like cafes. And I'm so proud of them and proud of being part of their journey that they started off with something so small and now they're some of the biggest cafes in the city and across the region. So I'm proud of all the women that I've helped, and I'm proud of every woman who takes the step to start their business, to start. And it's very scary to leave your 9 to 5 job or thinking, oh, what am I going to do if it doesn't work out? So just taking that step and taking the initiative to start your business and keep going even when times are rough. I'm proud of all those women.
I love that. If people want to find out more about the success stories of your clients, more about what you do, or if they want to work with you, where can they find you? Where can they follow you and learn more?
So I have my agency logoandco.uae on Instagram, and I have Chic CEO at chic.ceo. I'm on LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, and on most platforms.
Awesome. Lamia, thank you so much for being here with us and telling us about your passion.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for joining another Cake on Tuesday celebration of beautiful disruption. Please share it, review it, and find more innovative stories at podcast.cakeontuesday.com. I'm Elizabeth Bienyik. Be bold, stay curious. Now go have some cake.